brings out your emotions and to express yourself. And that's a big key thing about music is expression. I like to say it's telling a story in itself. Obviously, with all these sessions in the past couple of weeks, the songs have a huge meaning.
I really enjoy these sessions. As a musician, you gotta spend a lot of time alone. That's what it is. So I've gotten used to that. But yeah, I really like the feeling of jamming with other people. That's what being a musician, like that's the best part of it.
This music sharing initiative is like the coolest thing I've ever been a part of, hands down. Even with all my traveling and learning my language and just being who I am, this is like one of the major turning points in my life where I actually realize who I am and what
you guys
I
can
do.
do it to any of your teachers. And I'm really proud of you. I really mean it. All of you. I'm so proud of all of you. And that coming from a peer, like that means a lot. Okay?
Hey everyone! Hey everyone! Welcome back to Collective Rhythm, a podcast discussing the importance of the musical sharing initiative taking Hey everyone! Welcome back to Collective Rhythm, a podcast discussing the importance of the musical sharing initiative taking place here at Mohawk College.
The beauty of in-the-moment, face-to-face dialogue.
I think music is a universal language.
Spirituality and society and just the mind and the heart.
Also the experience and the teachings behind how that instrument was made.
Music makes people feel things.
It's about things that transcend music, right? That transcend just a compartmentalized view of it.
And it's not about self, because all roles in our communities are about serving the community, because it's a collective, right?
These things will save your life. Singing, teaching, being a good human, trying to at least. If you have that intent, Spirit will look out for you.
Technically, yeah, I can play really well.
Yeah.
But that's just a tiny fraction of what music's value is.
Yeah.
I wanted to use music as a tool to help people, and that's cool. But I also want to make music just because as itself, music can be just beautiful.
That was awesome. Good job, Allie. Well, it seems like it was worth it. Prepared, yes. Excited, maybe. Nervous, 100% yes. Shy, 110%. He's shy. Give him some slack. He was like all last night. He's like, what time do you have to be awake? What should I wear? I'm gonna take a shower in the morning.
I stayed up until like 4 in the morning. Wow. Woke up at 7:30.
Oh, why? Why? Why'd you stay up? I told you to go to bed. He's playing video games. Sorry. Oh yeah. I did go to bed though. He stayed up longer than I did. I woke up at 7:30. I stay up to do my responsibilities.
I stay up to do my responsibilities. He stays up to play video games. There's a difference.
It's a hobby.
If I'm staying up, I'm doing laundry. I'm cleaning the house. Joe doesn't play video games anymore.
That's good.
I would love to, but I still can't really. I don't have time for video games anymore.
I'm an adult now.
Right? And my birthday's in a couple days.
Me too. What day's yours?
16. Cheyenne is on the 13th.
Oh, wow.
And my puppy's on the 15th. When's yours?
23.
Shit.
Yeah.
I thought it was 23.
Yeah.
Because Nikki's on the 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. So
Yeah.
many April babies.
Let's go backwards. 9 months since April, March, February, January, December, November, October, September, August. They were on holidays in August. They were shagging at a powwow in August.
All of them. All of the parents.
They were all shagging at the powwow. People do this. Yep.
In my own words, the Music Sharing Initiative is a way for students to just relax from their day-to-day life, because walking in these two worlds as a cultural person or a spiritual being, and then having to exist in these systems like a school, it's hard because it wasn't until like 50, 60 years ago that we weren't even allowed in these spaces. So we have to remember where we come from to remember where we're going. I create a safe space for organic growth to happen and just music to flow. Jamming with like these Mohawk students was really dope for me because, you know, when I went to college, I didn't have anything like that.
Music is very emotional. It brings out your emotions and to express yourself. And that's a big key thing about music is expression. I like to say is telling a story in itself. Obviously, with all these sessions in the past couple of weeks, the songs have a huge meaning.
I really enjoy these sessions. As a musician, you got to spend a lot of time alone. That's what it is. So I've gotten used to that. But yeah, I really like the feeling of jamming with other people. That's what being a musician, like that's the best part of it.
And then dialect.
Yeah, that's what
This music sharing initiative is like the coolest thing I've ever been a part of, hands down. Even with all my traveling and learning my language and just being who I am, this is like one of the major turning points in my life where I actually realize who I am and what
You guys
I
should
do.
do it to any of your teachers. And I'm really proud of you. I really mean it. All of you. I'm so proud of all of you. And that coming from a peer, like, that means a lot. Okay?
Hey everyone! Welcome back to Collective Rhythm, a podcast discussing the importance of the musical sharing initiative taking place here at Mohawk College.
The beauty of in-the-moment, face-to-face dialogue.
I think music is a universal language.
Spirituality and society and just the mind and the heart.
Also the experience and the teachings behind how that instrument was made.
Music makes people feel things.
It's about things that transcend music, right? That transcend just a compartmentalized view of it.
And it's not about self, because all roles in our communities are about serving the community, because it's a collective, right?
These things will save your life. Singing, teaching, being a good human, trying to at least. If you have that intent, Spirit will look out for you.
Technically, yeah, I can play really well.
Yeah.
But that's just a tiny fraction of what music's value is.
Yeah.
I wanted to use music as a tool to help people, and that's cool. But I also want to make music just because as itself, music can be just beautiful.
In that type of age. Ooh, I didn't say that.
Will this pick up your voice to talk about the song?
Hello? Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay. Is it picking up? Okay. Right now? Go.
I'm not sure.
Wait for Bob's high sign.
Bob's gonna give us the high sign.
Can I ask all of the students that are performing today to please come to the stage?
Anyone in the lobby if they want to come in?
Anyone in the lobby? Anyone downstairs? Please come to the stage so we can begin. Miigwech.
Just want to get going, man.
All right. Let her rip.
Way
Miigwech. That was Mega's honor song, Eagle honor song. Please welcome the 2024 Music Sharing Collective, Mohawk College, and Bob Shields. It's you, Bob. Oh, no.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome. What a perfect day for us to gather in celebration of diverse Indigenous cultures, student creativity, friendship, and community building. My name is Bob Shields, and I'm a professor with the Applied Music Program here at Mohawk College and the coordinator of this initiative that we call Musical Sharing. You may be asking, what is musical sharing? Well, it is a cultural engagement and exchange project that provides a safe space for Indigenous artists and students from multiple college programs to come together in equity and mutuality for a semester of collaboration through music, art, and story. In this space, we move beyond the limitations of music as a thing, a noun, and experience its potential as a verb. I know this grammar kind of stuff because I'm married to a language professor. Music now is something we do. Here, musicking establishes relationships where it's happening, and meeting emerges in undertaking those relationships. Here, face to face, we become allies through trust, respect, and friendship. In this space, music's inseparability from the community of life, from human, environmental, and educational rights and justice, and health and well-being are affirmed. This, in a nutshell, is what the Musical Sharing Initiative is about. Helping to bring this initiative to fruition has been the most fulfilling time in my life as a music educator. As a participant, I continue to learn there is more than one way of knowing, more than one way to flourish, and that a sustainable world vision is one to which all voices contribute. Indigenous perspectives have taught me that music embodies the social foundation of how we live together as a community. It is not simply another engine of the consumption economy. Through music, we affirm our connection with one another and with the natural and spiritual worlds. These things are not peripheral to music. They are music. As an educator, I'm committed to responding to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's calls to action and working to support Indigenous education in meaningful, concrete, and sustainable ways. In doing so, I will remain mindful that strength-based reconciliation is an ongoing, contextual, relational process. I am grateful and humbled to deliver this land acknowledgement. Grateful because it is one way in which I can contribute meaningfully to reconciliation. Humbled because I recognize that in delivering this land acknowledgement, I'm in a privileged position, so I will do my best to honor this opportunity. As a settler, I proudly acknowledge and deeply appreciate that I live and work in Treaty 3 Between the Lakes territory, the traditional home of the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe people. This land is also covered by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, which was an agreement between the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe to share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. I also acknowledge that this territory is home to many living and vibrant Indigenous peoples from across Turtle Island. I commit to elevating and celebrating Indigenous culture and to acknowledging the ongoing injustices of colonization and Eurocentrism, including my own part in these things, and I promise to do my part to help extinguish them. I will continue working to meet the challenges and opportunities of reconciliation head on. I am committed to put my intentions to work in real places with real people. And speaking of real places and real people, I have a few real people right here to my left, one of whom is my good friend, colleague, Rick McLean, who's the Indigenous advisor to this initiative. And I'd like to welcome Rick here to say a few words. And I'll let him tell you a little bit more about himself before I come back and bother you for another couple minutes. So let's give Rick a warm welcome.
Ani, bonjour, sego, segoli, kwekwe, tanzi, howdy. Enamakwam nadishnakaz, anishnabe andawa, odawa andawa, mingandodum, weekwem kong natonji. I'm Rick McLean, professor in Indigenous Studies here at Mohawk College, and so it's an honor to be working with these amazing students and amazing faculty and supporters and volunteers. It's just, it's awesome. This is my second year being able to support it. The first year, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Joanne McCarthy, who she and Bob schemed this up and made it something beautiful. And I have the honor of following in her footsteps, which is difficult to do. But I'm taught to acknowledge and welcome people. So I want to welcome you. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come here. That's awesome. But we should honor some others as well in the tradition that I'm taught. So I won't do it in the language. I'll just do a little bit in the language, and then I'll switch so that we can understand. Gichi menidu, gichi megwech gichi menidu, kinege go amijang, minwa nogoding gi zgad, gi benabid, gichi megwech gi mijang gi ziski benabid, gichi megwech gi mijang isab bamadzawin widukushnong, gi nam yang gwek gi bambosim yang, gichi megwech gi menidu, gi mijang gitsim nang, megwech gi benojim nam, Wawene Jim Majigwad, Jim Kom Goa. I want to give thanks to our Mother, the Earth, who gives us everything. She's a good and generous mother. If you're lucky enough to have a good relationship with your mother, or you did have a good relationship with your mother, I bet you didn't just wait for Mother's Day to thank her. I bet you did things. You probably helped her along the way. That's called reciprocity, right? And giving back. So if our mother, the earth, is the one who supports all life, the question is, what have we done to give back to her? And that's something that I ask myself every morning when I light up my smudge bowl and I do this prayer. And so I ask you too. Today also I give thanks to those that do the work in our Mother the Earth. You know, it rained a lot today and I took my dog out for a walk. And you see those worms out on the sidewalk, right? And I've taught all the children that without those worms, then the soil would become infertile, and then humans would have nothing to eat anymore. You know, worms do more for humans than humans do for humans. And so we pick up those worms so they don't drown, and we put them on the grass. We bring our hearts and minds together as one. I'm taught that saying by my Haudenosaunee friends. We bring our hearts and minds together as one, and we give thanks to the waters. You know, there's no life without water. And we got a lot of water coming out of the sky right now. And we're fortunate there's places that don't have that, right? But it begs the question again, what do we do for the waters? How do we give back to the waters? And so I'm lucky I live close to Gegwe, Guanawan, Gitchigumi. You guys call that Lake Erie. And I go down there with my drum and I sing to the lake. I've been taught by some of my elders that when you sing to the water, it actually changes the molecular structure of things. But regardless of what you believe, there's always people who come and ask me after I'm done my drum song, what are you doing? And I say, well, I'm singing to the water because the water's sick. talk about that. And I've asked them what they're going to do to be able to give back to the waters, reciprocity. So this whole thing that has happened here has been all about reciprocity. So it's reciprocity with you. We hope to give you some feeling and some experience. We hope that we get to feel that you're feeling. I got to the honor of seeing all of them give and take from each other, and it's just really been beautiful. So with that, I just want to encourage you guys to just have a fantastic, fantastic afternoon. Miigwech Jim Koom Goa, miigwech, 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 miigwech.
Thanks, Rick. I'm going to introduce a couple of wonderfully special people to take the proceedings over from this point, but I just want to say a couple of things about them before I introduce them. This initiative is about sharing, as Rick was describing. It's about our students gaining multicultural competencies, learning how to be a good ally. And you hear about these things a lot in classrooms now, but we don't really get a chance to go and experience what that's like in first person a lot. And this initiative allows our students to experience not only what becoming an ally means, talking about reciprocity again, but it also is about creating real, lasting friendships that we can't get when we're distanced from one another, that we can get in situations such as the space we create here that's gone on for the course of this whole semester, right? We meet once a week, and we share, and we become friends, and we become a community. Some of these friendships have gone on for 2-3 years now. The students are asked to participate for one semester, but a few of them have taken it upon their own accord to maintain, sustain, and build on the friendships that they've begun in this initiative with the Indigenous community. And our 2 student MCs that we have here today exemplify this. They, Shitum, Ali Shitum, I'm trying to say it with the correct pronunciation, Croatian pronunciation. I just learned it this morning. And Carly Baker. Ali is a broadcasting student, and Carly is a journalism student, and this is their second year doing this, and they have given so much to this initiative. Ali has gone to 6 Nations, built a meaningful relationship with Sadie Buck and Aldred there, who took part in our first year's initiative as part of the 6 Nations Women Singers group. Actually, she leads that group. And they have a real relationship, a real friendship. There's community there. And this is made possible through projects like this. So it speaks to the importance of projects like this being sustained for our students in the future. So with that said, I'd love to welcome you guys to the stage, Ali and Carly, and we'll let them take the proceedings from here, okay?
Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you, Bob. I'm Carly.
I'm Allie.
We wanted to start this off by thanking Bob. He has worked so very hard to make this initiative what it is. He put so much care and kindness into it. So yeah, I know I can speak for both of us when we were so honored to be asked to be the MCs today. So thank you, Bob. We also want to give thanks to graphic design students who, as you can see here, created this beautiful piece as well as many others. The broadcast students took lots of part in it. Ali did a podcast, and then they also did a documentary. So thank you to the broadcast students. And then psychology students are here, as well as our wonderful photographer, Nancy Bush. So thank you so much to all of you. So to start this off, Ali and I aren't really the musical prodigies of the group. That is why we are here at this stand. So we did want to kind of spice things up a little bit, and we wanted to start off by doing a little rap we created.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm ready, okay.
1, 2, 3. No, we're just kidding. We are not going to be doing that. We are just here to talk.
I bet you were excited though, huh? Yeah. Okay, so now besides the shenanigans, we would also like to thank Rick. Personally speaking, he's one of my favorite people and he's been an inspiration to many. With graduating this year, I won't get as much Rick time anymore, so for those of you who still have time here, please make sure that you value his. But remember, although I'm gone, you know, whoever's staying, watch out. I'm still the favorite, you know. Don't, no replacements, Rick. Remember where home is, okay? Anyways, Carly, I'll let you go back on.
So our very first performance is going to be by the lovely Nicole Joy Fraser. We had the pleasure of working with Nicole for the 2nd year now. We've been very lucky to learn about Nicole as she's shared her story with us a lot, and we were able to listen to her, but at the same time, she always gave space for other people to share theirs. At the beginning of every session, we sat in a circle. She recognized when new faces came in, and she always made sure that we said who we were and where we came from, and she made sure that we knew that it was important who we are and the history of our lives. So if we can welcome
Nicole. Woo-hoo!
Tenzi Bojo, Wasamik Benesekwe Indigenous Makodoram, St. Catherine's in Donjaba. Good afternoon. Hello. Tanzi is hello in Nahewak, which is one of my maternal languages on my birth mother's side. Bojo is, Ani Bojo is Anishinaabe for how we say hello to each other. My spirit name was gifted to me by Pete Kishane from Anishinaabe Health Toronto, and it means lightning thunderbird woman. And I'm mother to Azawi Benese Nene, blue thunderbird man, who I have on my skirt here, as you'll see, my ribbon skirt. I asked my friend Patty to design this for me when my spirit name was originally, when it was first gifted to me by a beautiful elder named Dolores from Wiki, Wicomico First Nation. She gifted me the name Rainbow Lightning Spirit Woman. And this was just as I was starting out my reclamation and my personal decolonization, my journey with spirit and the Red Road, and before I acquired this beautiful bundle, and just started doing the ceremonies. She said, it's a difficult road, but it's a beautiful road. I remember her telling me that. And it was a big deal as someone that's affected as a witness of 60 Scoop. I was raised by non-Indigenous parents. I always knew I was First Nation, we just didn't know which nation. I was born in Vancouver. My mom, Carol Fraser, actually went to the bank to get a loan so she could buy a plane ticket and pay the lawyer to draw up a contract so she could come and get me in Vancouver with the consent, which is unusual, with the consent of my birth parents. They actually chose her to come and get me. And she flew over, and then they said, can you take her baby brother too? My little brother, who was born Dwayne Johnson. They changed his name to Matthew. Anyways, he was only a few months old. And so Carol phoned her other sister, Marlene, in Montreal and said, there's another baby here, we should keep them together, brother and sister. And so Marlene spoke with her husband. They already had 3 of their own boys, but they said, yes, bring the baby back, we'll raise him, and then we'll tell them that they're brother, that they are brother and sister, and we'll make sure they see each other. So legally, he's my cousin, but we've known our whole lives that we're brother and sister, and we came over on that plane together, and all the flight attendants were looking after us, and apparently I took off in the airport, and they were chasing me, and there was a whole scene. So it makes sense that I'm a Thunderbird. But yeah, fast forward to when I was finally realizing I needed to heal some wounds and look at my healing journey a bit deeper, and the bundle and the songs and the ceremonies, and they started looking after me. I started looking after them. So I just want to thank all my teachers and elders. And now I live in St. Catharines. I've been in the Niagara region for 9 years now. I moved to Niagara when I found out about the birth of my son. We were expecting him. Then my name changed. Apparently my name had changed to Lightning Thunderbird Woman, which made sense with his name. And being a performer, performing artist, I do make a lot of noise, and I do create a lot of tears, and the Thunderbirds are the ones that bring the waters. So we also help to bring that healing. And being Bear Clan, one of my responsibilities, it's a huge honor to help the wellness of the community, and I'm so grateful to work with the medicines and the medicine of our music and our songs and share. So it's been such an honor to be asked back this year. I was here last year. And to meet all these beautiful souls that are sitting with me. I did give them the option, if any of you want now to go sit and watch, you're more than welcome if you want to watch this way, but like we've been sitting like this in circles, so it's like a new thing for us to be separate, but whatever you feel like. If you want the cushy, yeah, now's the time. Thank you, Miigwech. And you'll get to know everybody later on. I wish we could introduce each individual student, but you'll get to know them. I've been asked to share 2 songs. I didn't know how to sing like this for most of my life. I was trained classically and did all my Royal Conservatory, Kiwanis music festivals, and then eventually auditioned for Toronto Mendelssohn Youth Choir. I was a second alto there, then I became top soprano with Nathaniel de Chorale, and then studied at the Randolph Academy, Performing Arts, and got my diploma in musical theater, and booked my first professional contract singing ABBA tunes and partying on a Greek island on stage and getting paid to do it and travel around Turtle Island. So it was quite a way to be introduced to the industry. But spiritually, there was a lot of neglect, and I remember feeling really unhappy on the road and wondering, why am I not happy? I'm making money, I'm doing what I love. And there was a shift after a while that I needed to go deeper. And then people started asking, where are you from? Where are you from? So these songs that you're gonna hear and the songs that I share with the students have a lot to do with that, repairing that identity fracture, which so many of us have. This is one of the reasons why colonization has fractured our identities and our communities. So being able to reclaim that and learn how to sing in a different way and be open to spirit, it's such an honor. So this first song I'm going to share was one of the first songs I learned. I was doing a play with Native Earth Performing Arts and Red Diva Projects called Tombs of the Vanishing Indian. It was about the sterilization of Native women, which is an unfortunate policy that took place not just in the US, but also in Canada, and there are accounts of it still taking place. So it was a heavy, heavy play, and the character I portrayed was also adopted by a white family and raised without her culture, and then finds out that her husband has been the doctor that's created the clinic where all of this is happening and where all these women are being told, oh, you don't need to have children anymore, or they haven't been told. It was written by Marie Clements, and the sound designer and the music composer is Jennifer Kreisberg. I don't know if any of you know the band Ulali. They had a huge influence on me when I was first starting to find out in my 20s, like, where am I from? What does it mean to be Indigenous? What is Indigenous music? So Ulali, I played that CD over and over, and then we got to work with Jennifer Kreisberg, who's a amazing Tuscarora singer, and she gifted our company this song, and this was the song of the show, and it's called The Lone Woman Song, and it's recognizing the last remaining survivor of a nation that's just off the coast of, actually, California, so near LA, and the story took place in Los Angeles and followed a family and 3 sisters who end up meeting each other eventually, and the lone woman is actually in the play. It's their mother watching over them because she unfortunately gets killed by the police in their escape. So lots of lots of meaning there, and also recognizing the ongoing violence against Indigenous women, missing murdered Indigenous women, not just in Turtle Island, but all over. So this song is also a prayer, but acknowledging that resilience. And whenever we pray to the water, we're also praying to the women. We're praying to Mother Earth. We're finding that balance again. So, miigwech. Joku heya, Joku heya, Joku heya, Joku heya, Toku pangaya, Joku pangaya, Toku pangaya, Joku pangaya. Aktan, 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 yeah. Aktan, aktan, oh yeah, yeah, yo. Aktan, 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 oh yeah. Ah, yeah, 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 yo. Ah, yeah, 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 yo. Hey, yeah, yo. Hey, yo. Oh, hey, yeah, yo. Hey, yo. Ah, yeah, yeah, hey. Ah, yeah, 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 yo. Oh, yeah, yeah, yo, yo. Ah, yeah, 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 yo. Ah, yeah, yeah, hey, yo. Hey, yeah, yo. Hey, yo. Oh, hey, yeah, yo. Hey, yo. Ah, yeah, yeah, hey. Ah, yeah, 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 yo. Ah, yeah, yeah, yo, yo. Ah, yeah, yeah, yo. Ah, yeah, yeah, yo. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Ah, yeah, yo. Hey, yo. Ah, yeah, hey. Ah, yeah, yo. Oh, yeah, yeah, oh, yo. Miigwech. That's Jennifer Kreisberg's The Lone Woman song. Because we sing these songs which are so rooted in our identities, our journeys, sometimes I never know what's going to happen. And it's interesting when I'm up here, because you're going to see, we'll acknowledge that sometimes you're open to that flow. So I think I might have done an extra verse there. If there's any Jennifer Kreisberg fans that are like, hey, I think she did another verse. Sometimes we have that happen during the live performance. Okay. The next song I'll be sharing is an original song that I wrote with a collective, a company, acting company. We were formed through the Blythe Festival. If any of you have been out there to see Canadian plays, original theater, if you're heading out to Lake Huron, there's a great little town called Blythe, and there's only one street, really. That's the main street. But they have great theater that happens there, and it's local stories. So they approached Phelan Johnson, who's a Mohawk Tuscarora playwright and now journalist, podcaster. If you've heard The Secret Life of Canada is an excellent podcast if you're ever interested in learning more. She wrote this, and actually co-wrote it with the director and the dramaturg, Jessica Carmichael, who's an Abenaki artist. So we had James Dallas Smith, who's Mohawk from Six Nations, my friend Nyla Carpentier from out west, and Jonathan Fisher, who's from Wikwamacong, my brother Bear Clan. We were in the company, and we were visiting with Kettle and Stony Point First Nation, which the story was about. So that we were going to the land, sitting with not just the water, the beautiful Lake Huron. Those sunsets are magic. So it was like devised theater from the land and from our experiences with the medicine people that were in that community. Now, some of you may recognize Kettle and Stony Point First Nation more as Ipperwash, so Ipperwash Beach. I won't go into it now, but there's quite a bit of information online about the Ipperwash crisis. So when I'm sharing this song, I do want to acknowledge the lives that were lost and the life in particular of Dudley George. But the ongoing grief and the healing that had to take place after that atrocity and that altercation with the OPP. So we were hearing stories about not just the effects of that crisis, but also the damage to the land and the community, because the Canadian government had moved in and was training, and there were bombs and nuclear waste that they left in their community, which was affecting the water, obviously so many effects, that it's gonna take, I think, another 20 years to clean that up. So that was all downloading for us, and we were able to, well, Phelan and Jessica were able to put a lot of that into the story, into the play. And we birthed some songs. We had a beautiful water song that we birthed. And this is the veteran honor song. We heard an account of one veteran in particular who served our country, and then when he returned home, saw that they had moved his house. And the story goes is that he slept in a ditch that night when he came home. There was nowhere for him to go, and he was so traumatized by the relocation of his place, and no one had told him. And so this song is honoring all the Indigenous veterans. I just found out there's a female veteran from my community of, my bloodline is Horse Lake First Nation in Treaty 8 territory. So we're a mix of Neheyawak, or Cree, Tsatsine, known as Beaver, and Métis. And yeah, there was someone that was acknowledged recently. I was like, oh, there's someone who served, and it was a woman. So I'm thinking of all those things when I'm singing that song, so I'd love for you to think about that too. This is the Veteran Honor Song that we birthed.
Way
way, ah, yeah, way, ah, hey, ah, way, ah, hey, ah, way, oh. Way, ah, hey, ah, way, ah, hey, ah, way, ah, way, ah, oh. Way, ah, hey, ah, way, ah, hey, ah, way, ah, way, ah, oh. Miigwech, 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 miigwech. Ginaaskaakan.
Thank you. That was beautiful. That was always like such a grounding time to have Nicole come in and sing. She grounded us before by speaking to us and smudging with us, but the second like the music starts, it's like you just sit and you're like, you can close your eyes and feel at peace. So thank you. Next up, we would like to introduce Joe Dowling Shawana. So he always brought such great energy to the room. So we wanted to bring him up. He is a self-taught guitarist who plays many different instruments, so he's super talented. I'm super excited to hear his solo. So welcome to the stage, Joe. Oh, there he is.
Hey! Oh, wait. Yeah.
Ani bojo kinuea. Hi everyone. Maskom mangon Indigenous cause mikase in the dorum. Wekomakong dunjaba. Joseph Alex Shawana ni Jaganashi Nozwin. Odawa Parwarmi Ojibwe Nadao. Meanwhile, Nishana She Niwin and Sababungis. So I said, hi everyone. Red Butterfly is my spirit name. I am 24 years old. Joseph Alex Shawana is my English name. I was given at birth. I come from the Eagle Clan from Wukumakong First Nation, and I'm also Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi, a part of the Three Fires Confederacy. I'm really lucky and really fortunate to be in front of you today because for a long time our people were oppressed and we weren't allowed to be in spaces like this. We weren't even allowed to talk about our sacred items or our teachings or our songs. And that was something I always tried to make bring up of importance to the students that I was teaching. It's also kind of like a mental thing for me because I'm the same age as the students. And but after I got over that, then for me personally, I just had like the best experience because I just kept bringing more out. I kept bringing my family out. I kept bringing my drums and my guitars, and the more I brought and showed the students myself, the more I got in return, like that energy back. So I'm really lucky, I'm really fortunate to be here today because in my story, in my bio, I've been singing my whole life. My mom says I could sing before I could talk. So I was in front of the TV watching Winnie the Pooh and just humming along before I even could speak English. And I guess that's how my family knew that this is what I was gonna be when I grew up. And here I am. So, like I said, I'm 24, I'm Anishinaabe. This is my family drum here, and later we're gonna be singing some songs for you, and I hope you enjoy them. Right now I'm gonna share two songs. The first song is one on the hand drum. It's actually the first ever song I ever composed, but it's based off of Leonard Skinner's Simple Man. Yeah, so it's kind of based off that, but it's got the native influence. And my Aunt Nikki, who is another major influence and aspiration in my life, she is another musician, and she's famous on the powwow trail. We call them powwow celebrities. So she was famous in that respect, and she helped me write this song. And I was like 12, 13 years old, and I lived all the way up north in a reserve community called Tyendinaga. It's like outside of Belleville and Napanee, my family, and that's a Mohawk reserve. I'm Anishinaabe, and I stuck out like a sore thumb, but I had a good time there. I had a lot of learning experiences, And my Aunt Nikki came to the powwow, and I wanted to enter a hand drum contest, which is where I stand on stage and I sing a hand drum song, and I'm competing against other singers. And there's this video on YouTube, you can find it. It's where I was 12 years old and I sang a song, and that's when I kind of knew that this is what I was meant to do and meant to be, who I was meant to be. So I'm gonna sing that song first, and then I'm gonna go to my guitar and play another song, and I'll talk about that later. So Chumigwach, thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for being here today and spending your time with us. Thank you to all the wonderful people who put this event together. Thank you. And thank you to the sound guys in the back. I appreciate everyone. So with that, I'm gonna get started now. Chumigwach. I gotta remember how it goes. Okay. Simple kind of man, my oldest son, yeah, I be a simple kind of man. Won't you do this for me, son, if you can? Hey, oh, hey, hey, oh. Thank you. So, a little bit about me. I'm self-taught. Everything that you see here that I'm doing right now, I taught myself how to do. It's kind of cool, I think. I've been playing guitar and singing, well, singing my whole life, but playing guitar for over 12, 13 years now. And I pull a lot of inspiration from a lot of different places, but my biggest inspiration comes from my family, my grandfather and my uncles and aunties. So the song I'm gonna sing for you right now is one of my grandfathers, and I hope you like it. It's got some Anishinaabe words in it, and they mean like, so Deseman Gibagedna. I'm gonna offer my tobacco. That's what that translates to. Chimigwech Jemnado, or Chimigwech, thank you very much, Great Spirit, or thank you, Creator. Not motion, just help me, I need help. So my grandfather wrote this song a very long time ago, and he uses chord progressions from other songs, but I like tweaking it, and when I was a kid growing up and listening to him sing, he would make videos and stuff of himself all the time and post them on YouTube, and I thought that was the coolest. I was like, my grandfather, somebody who probably knows nothing about technology, will take the time to learn and understand what he needs to do what he wants. And that really inspired me. So this is for you, Misha.
Not motion, we must say Gemnero, not motion. The sema give gena. Thank you, Jimmy Wetch.
Alrighty. Thank you, Joe. Every time you sing, every time you sing, I always realize how beautiful your voice is over and over again. So, Chimigwich, you know, wow, like Chimigwich. Okay.
Next up, we would like to introduce the very talented student ensemble. We were very lucky to spend each Monday with them and listening to them play their instruments. They're absolutely talented. And yeah, like this opportunity has given us an opportunity to bring us all together and do something that we all love, which is talking, singing, learning. That's why we're here. So yeah, welcome. Oh, and then also you have the names too.
Okay, so when I call your name, please come to the stage. First, we have the guitarist Malcolm Munoz Saravia. Woo! We have another guitarist, Clayton Miracle. Woo! We have a bassist, Woodley Watson. Woo! We have our pianist, Jose Gabriel Sanchez Serrano. Woo! We have our drummer, Damian Sampson. Woo-woo! Our vocalist, Mary Pickford. Woo! And Kelly Subasa, the clarinetist. Woo! Alrighty, guys, enjoy the show.
I'm too through with you. I am. You don't mean nothing to me. So go ahead and be with your friend. My eyes are green, 'cause I eat a lot of vegetables. It don't have nothing to do with your new friend. Oh, nothing to do with your new friend. Oh, my eyes are green. Oh, and it's got nothing to do with your new friend. Oh, I don't care, I swear, I'm too through with you. I am. You don't mean nothing to me. So go ahead and be with your friend. My eyes are green, 'cause I eat a lot of vegetables. It don't have nothing to do with your new
Thank you. This is a music sharing ensemble, and we're just so grateful to be here. Those two songs, the first one was Green Eyes by Erykah Badu, and the last song was Blues for Alice by Charlie Parker. Yeah. Yes. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. That was wonderful. We are going to go on a little bit of a break right now, a little intermission. So if everyone wants to take 15 minutes, do what you got to do, and then make sure you come on back for the rest of the performance.
because all roles in our communities are about serving the community because it's a collective, right?
These things will save your life. Singing, teaching, being a good human, trying to at least. If you have that intent, Spirit will look out for you.
Technically, yeah, I can play really well.
Yeah.
But that's just a tiny fraction of what music's value is.
Yeah.
I wanted to use music as a tool to help people, and that's cool. But I also want to make music just because as itself, music can be just beautiful.
In my own words, the Music Sharing Initiative is a way for students to just relax from their day-to-day life because walking in these two worlds as a cultural person or a spiritual being and then having to exist in these systems like a school, it's hard because it wasn't until like 50, 60 years ago that we weren't even allowed in these spaces. So we have to remember where we come from to remember where we're going. I create a safe space for organic growth to happen and just music to flow. Jamming with like these Mohawk students was really dope for me because, you know, when I went to college, I didn't have anything like that.
Music is very emotional. It brings out your emotions and to express yourself. And that's a big key thing about music is expression. I like to say is telling a story in itself. Obviously, with all these sessions in the past couple of weeks, the songs have a huge meaning.
I really enjoy these sessions. As a musician, you got to spend a lot of time alone. That's what it is. So I've gotten used to that. But yeah, I really like the feeling of jamming with other people. That's what being a musician, like that's the best part of it.
This music sharing initiative is like the coolest thing I've ever been a part of, hands down. Even with all my traveling and learning my language and just being who I am, this is like one of the major turning points in my life where I actually realize who I am and what
You guys
I
can
do.
do it to any of your teachers. And I'm really proud of you. I really mean it. All of you. I'm so proud of all of you. And that coming from a peer, like that means a lot. Okay?
Hey everyone! Welcome back to Collective Rhythm, a podcast discussing the importance of the musical sharing initiative taking place here at Mohawk College.
The beauty of in-the-moment, face-to-face dialogue.
I think music is a universal language.
Spirituality and society and just the mind and the heart.
Also the experience and the teachings behind how that instrument was made.
Music makes people feel things.
It's about things that transcend music, right? That transcend just a compartmentalized view of it.
And it's not about self, because all roles in our communities are about serving the community, because it's a collective, right?
These things will save your life. Singing, teaching, being a good human, trying to at least. If you have that intent, Spirit will look out for you.
Technically, yeah, I can play really well.
Yeah.
But that's just a tiny fraction of what music's value is.
Yeah.
I wanted to use music as a tool to help people, and that's cool. But I also want to make music just because as itself, music can be just beautiful.
In my own words, the Music Sharing Initiative is a way for students to just relax from their day-to-day life, because walking in these two worlds as a cultural person or a spiritual being, and then having to exist in these systems like a school, it's hard because it wasn't until like 50, 60 years ago that we weren't even allowed in these spaces. So we have to remember where we come from to remember where we're going. I create a safe space for organic growth to happen and just music to flow. Jamming with like these Mohawk students was really dope for me because, you know, when I went to college, I didn't have anything like that.
Music is very emotional. It brings out your emotions and to express yourself. And that's a big key thing about music is expression. I like to say is telling a story in itself. Obviously, with all these sessions in the past couple of weeks, the songs have a huge meaning.
I really enjoy these sessions. As a musician, you got to spend a lot of time alone. That's what it is. So I've gotten used to that. But yeah, I really like the feeling of jamming with other people. That's what being a musician, like that's the best part of it.
This music sharing initiative is like the coolest thing I've ever been a part of, hands down. Even with all my traveling and learning my language and just being who I am, this is like one of the major turning points in my life where I actually realize who I am and what
You guys
I
should
do.
do it to any of your teachers. And I'm really proud of you. I really mean it. All of you. I'm so proud of all of you. And that coming from a peer, like that means a lot. Okay?
Hey everyone! Welcome back to Collective Rhythm, a podcast discussing the importance of the musical sharing initiative taking place here at Mohawk College.
The beauty of in-the-moment, face-to-face dialogue.
I think music is a universal language.
Spirituality and society and just the mind and the heart.
Also the experience and the teachings behind how that instrument was made.
Music makes people feel things.
It's about things that transcend music, right? That transcend just a compartmentalized view of it.
And it's not about self, because all roles in our communities are about serving the community, because it's a collective, right?
These things will save your life. Singing, teaching, being a good human, trying to at least. If you have that intent, Spirit will look out for you.
Technically, yeah, I can play really well.
Yeah.
But that's just a tiny fraction of what music's value is.
Yeah.
I wanted to use music as a tool to help people, and that's cool. But I also want to make music just because as itself, music can be just beautiful.
my own words, Music Sharing Initiative is a way for students to just relax from their day-to-day life, because walking in these two worlds as a cultural person or a spiritual being, and then having to exist in these systems like a school, it's hard because it wasn't until like 50, 60 years ago that we weren't even allowed in these spaces. So we have to remember where we come from to remember where we're going. I create a safe space for organic growth to happen and just music to flow. Jamming with like these Mohawk students was really dope for me because, you know, when I went to college, I didn't have anything like that.
Music is very emotional. It brings out your emotions and to express yourself. And that's a big key thing about music is expression. I like to say is telling a story in itself. Obviously, with all these sessions in the past couple of weeks, the songs have a huge meaning.
I really enjoy these sessions. As a musician, you got to spend a lot of time alone. That's what it is. So I've gotten used to that. But yeah, I really like the feeling of jamming with other people. That's what being a musician, like that's the best part of it.
This music sharing initiative is like the coolest thing I've ever been a part of, hands down. Even with all my traveling and learning my language and just being who I am, this is like one of the major turning points in my life where I actually realize who I am and what I do.
Any of your teachers. And I'm really proud of you. I really mean it. All of you. I'm so proud of all of you. And that coming from a peer, like that means a lot. Okay?
Hey everyone! Welcome back to Collective Rhythm, a podcast discussing the importance of the musical sharing initiative taking place here at Mohawk College.
The beauty of in-the-moment, face-to-face dialogue.
I think music is a universal language.
Spirituality and society and just the mind and the heart.
Also the experience and the teachings behind how that instrument was made.
Music makes people feel things.
It's about things that transcend music, right? That transcend just a compartmentalized view of it.
And it's not about self, because all roles in our communities are about serving the community, because it's a collective, right?
These things will save your life. Singing, teaching, being a good human, trying to at least. If you have that intent, Spirit will look out for you.
Technically, yeah, I can play really well.
Yeah.
But that's just a tiny fraction of what music's value is.
Yeah.
I wanted to use music as a tool to help people, and that's cool. But I also want to make music just because as itself, music can be just beautiful.
my own words, Music Sharing Initiative is a way for students to just relax from their day-to-day life because
All right. Oh, sorry. That was a little loud. Can I get everybody to please get back to your seats as we are about to start the second half of the show? Woo! Just waiting for the ensemble. Alrighty, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your little 15 minutes to, do what you need to do. So it has been an honor getting to see Nicole collaborating with the ensemble students for a second year in a row. Always allowing space for everybody to be seen and heard, and always bringing in that good medicine. So I'm super excited for you guys to see this performance. Please welcome to the stage Nicole Joy Fraser and the ensemble students. And again, anyone else who has participated throughout the initiative this semester, if you would like to come up and join us, you are more than welcome.
There are some seats in the wings, so if you're going to join us, grab a seat from either side of the stage. I also have Joe and I have shakers and rattles up here. If you come over and grab one, and if we can form a semicircle. I know we have a space to my left over here. So yeah. And while people are funneling in and taking their places, and the musicians are coming to the stage, I'll tell you a little bit about this song that I shared with them. I used to live in Niagara-on-the-Lake, and my front door was about 3 minutes. Yeah, grab one of these if you want. My front door was literally like not even a minute away from the Niagara Parkway. I don't know if any of you have made the trek out that way. It's beautiful. You can take your bike and go all the way along the Niagara River and then end up at like Old Town. But there was a path I used to take all the time, and for many artists, musicians, freelance, contract workers, the pandemic hit us pretty badly. And I think as a theater artist, theater maker, storyteller, I was questioning my path. I thought, oh wow, no one can sit in the audience. We can't do this anymore. And it was very triggering and hard to navigate that time. And I knew in the back of my mind that my bundle and the drum and my medicines, being able to smudge, that was gonna help me, but I was still worried about my career and whether I should go back to school or do a course online and maybe do social work. Like all these things were going through my head as I was considering everything and how to pivot. You know, that word kept going around. How do we pivot? How do we pivot? How do we pivot with this? And how do we do something with masks? Or everything was on Zoom, and I was like, I can't do this Zoom thing anymore. So it was a lot of, I was very grateful I could do things over Zoom, but I was still grieving also the middle of like 2 weeks into rehearsals at the Stratford Festival. I had just started rehearsals for All Is Well That Ends Well, and it was like a dream come true to be working at the Stratford Festival, and then for all of that to go down, it was just like the rug being pulled from underneath you. And anyhow, all that to say that the land, the river, the water, being able to go outside and be with nature and walking every day, almost every day, was what helped me in my mental health. And using the medicines, putting my tobacco down, asking for my ancestors, good grandmothers, good grandfathers, helped me through this. And the message that kept coming back, don't worry, we got your back, it's all gonna be okay. And seeing that river every day, and seeing that sunshine every day, and this is what we think about too when we're doing our sunrise ceremonies or wherever we're doing our ceremonies, is that gratitude for life and that reminder of the gift of life. So eventually this song came, and I call it my song of hope. And when we think about hope, sometimes we use it in a way like a verb, like, oh, I hope so. Oh, I hope you have a good time. I hope you have a good day. You know how we say it like that? It still has a little bit of uncertainty, right? It's kind of like got that little bit of like, oh, hopefully, fingers crossed. Whereas if I think about my spirituality and having trust in Creator, having faith in my ancestors being with me, it's a different way to reframe it, and it's more like the noun, having hope, having trust, trusting in the process, having faith. That is what my bundle and my drum, my songs, that medicine, that's what it was helping me with. So this song is birthed out of that, and that intention of sharing that with you in times of worry, when things are uncertain, when we're not sure about, especially transitions. Humans, we find it really difficult. I think our systems that we're under, the paradigm that we're under, the indoctrination, likes to plan everything. We have time, we have a calendar, but when I'm in ceremony, it all gets erased somehow. And I can really give over to the moment. And that, for me, is how I decolonize my mind and my experience, and I give over to that spiritual place. And for the ancestors, Mother Earth, Yijimanado, if you've been hearing that, Great Spirit to guide. And that's when we also let natural law take over. So this song is about that, and trusting in the process, trusting in the outcome. And these students were amazing at collaborating with me, exploring. I kept saying, just try it out, let's try it out, improvise. And then, as we kept going, I was like, we did need to have some structure. So yeah, this is my song of hope. And my friend Mary's gonna help. Oh, wait, no, we're not doing that song. First song, thank you. Joe just smiled at me. We're gonna do the welcome song first. This is Bindigan, means welcome, come on in. This is also another song that I wrote, actually one of my first songs that came from my time on the land in Niagara. I was going to opening ceremonies for the In the Soil Arts Festival. And when we hear a song coming, we'll put our sama down and thank the ancestors, thank creation for gifting that song. And it's saying, come on in, Bindigan, welcome. Good grandmothers, good grandfathers. And then the second time you'll hear me say, bienvenidos. So those of you that, my accent's terrible. Those of you that speak that language, please join us when we say bienvenidos. And then we'll say bonjour. And the last one is dobra doshi. Any other Russian speakers or? It's Croatian, pardon me. It's also Russian. My friend told me it's Russian. My Russian friend says it like that too. So there you go. Maybe there's a dialect. So yeah, and if you recognize the tune, I invite you to join us. Even if you want to hum along, if you're in the audience and you catch on, please join. It's meant to welcome all of you. No matter what your nation, no matter your background, we all have a legacy. We all come from ancestors. We all have good grandmothers, good grandfathers. So this song is about that. Miigwech. Is it Ryan? Can I move this microphone upstage? Thank you. if anyone wants one. Sorry, you missed that announcement. Yeah, my apologies. That was me, my brain. I'm gonna do four beats to start the song, and when I'm doing that, it's acknowledging the 4 directions. We have a lot of 4s in our culture, and 4 sacred medicines, 4 stages of life, and so we're welcoming all the people, all the nations from all 4 directions as well. That was my Croatian sister at the end helping me out again, because I was like, how do I say that again? Okay, now we'll share this song of hope. So yeah, we're gonna move around. We've got some musicians, just bear with us. And yeah, please, if anyone changes their mind and wants to join us up on stage, it's not too late. There's some rattles up here, if you're inclined. Some Miigwech, yes. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. 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 Ooh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. Way-oh, way-oh, way-oh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. Way-oh, way-oh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. Way-oh, way-oh, way-oh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. Way-oh, way-oh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. Way-oh, way-oh, way-oh. Way-oh, way-oh, way-oh. Way-oh, 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 way-oh. Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing, 'cause the sky is blue. The birds are always singing, the sky was always blue. Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry. Don't you worry now. Don't you worry, girl. That river she flows, the river she flows. Always blue, and the birds will sing. Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Sky will be blue. Don't you sun will always shine. Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry. Miigwech. I believe. Oh, our MCs. Stand by.
All right. Okay. Sorry,
Not
just a
us
little-
discussing what we're going to tell you.
Okay. Okay, so during the sessions with Joe, we also had the pleasure of getting to know his girlfriend Cheyenne Jenkins, who is Cayuga Turtle Clan, and is also an alumni of Mohawk College. Yes, round of applause for her because she also taught us so much, and with the two of them in the room, there was such a balance and flow, so we really did learn from them both. And he also brought along with him his brother Lucas Shawana, round of applause as well. And Lucas brought his girlfriend Emily as well. So we did have many people we have to point out because we did really much appreciate them being there and learning with us. Unfortunately, Cheyenne and Emily were not able to make it today, but we did want to mention them. But we do have Joe and Lucas here with us for this collaboration today. So before we get started with that, as you can see, we kind of did them on their own and then together. This whole process has really been about the collaboration and having everyone in the room and giving everyone a chance to express themselves through music. So we thought, you know, it's one thing to sit out there and watch it, and it's another thing to sit in that chair and sit with each other. So we thought it might be cool if we went into the crowd and we took a couple people to experience with us what we experienced. So, Allie, what do you think? You think we should get on out there and grab a couple people?
I think we should personally go grab
Yeah,
some
let's do
people.
it. Let's go. Okay.
I told all the kids it's easy to drum if you know how to count to 4. Well, that I can do. 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. And so you see this like rim on the outside? It's like the safety zone. If you're scared of messing up, which I was for my whole life, then you're gonna want to go to the safety zone, right? And then, but the more comfortable you are, you're gonna go out and you're gonna want to be a part of it. But another thing too, don't use your whole arm. It's just your wrist, okay? Up and down. You're really fighting.
All right. Without further ado, we will all start now. We were just doing some explaining to our new guests up here of how things go down. Enjoy the show.
I've been awake for a long time. I need some energy, but I wanted to say Chimigwech Nyawagoa to Mohawk College, the faculty, Rick, Bob, Ali, all the people who were involved in the making of this. On my behalf, I just want to say Chimigwech and thank you, especially to all the people in the crowd. It means a lot to me. Thank you, yeah. So my personal experience with this program has been a very fortunate one, and I consider myself blessed and honored to sit on a stage and talk about who I am and where I come from and the stuffs I know. But my time with the Mohawk College and the students in the program, it really shed to light on something that I think about quite often, which is balancing the two worlds, right? For me, as an urban Indigenous person, I have to walk with the culture and I have to walk in the Western world, right? And it's a very hard balance. And me and Lucas, we didn't really have a good solid explanation on how to be a man and what you're supposed to do when you get to this age. But we're following the teachings and we're going back to the drums and the things that our ancestors have done for centuries to be able to fulfill those roles and responsibilities. One thing I always said was when I started each class and when I brought this is my family drum. This is Shauna family Dodem. And whenever we set this drum up anywhere in Ontario, people know who we are just by, and whenever we sing in only the language around that. And I tell them why it's important. I tell them where the language comes from and what they're exactly saying in English translation, so then they can feel like they're a part of it, you know? When I was growing up and learning it myself, I didn't have the same kind of kindness when I was being taught, so I always try and make sure that I'm teaching with kindness and I'm understanding things in a way that people understand, and it's like easily digestible. So the songs we're gonna share with you today, I wrote both of them. The first one is like a song of being thankful. It has words in it, Anishinaabe words, and sorry, hold on. Okay, yeah. So the Anishinaabe words to that song are Anishinaabe Gitchinendam. I'm very thankful, or I'm happy to be Anishinaabe. Mino Bamadzuin in this good life, or yeah. Chimigwech Jemnado, and thank you very much, Great Spirit or Creator. And I always make a point to tell the people who are listening to this song, it's a Z-H, Jemnado, not a J, because they're two separate people and you don't want to pray to Jemnado, you want to pray to the other guy. So that's a song I wrote. It was one of the first songs I wrote in the language, and when I wrote it, I shared it with people and they loved it. And then it grew from there, and more people know it, and now we're singing it here, and I'll talk about the second song after, so thank you. If you want to come on, any of the people who are in the program who learned how to sing with me, please come up and sing with me. Yeah, squeeze in, squeeze in. That's for you. All right, okay. Oh, this one wants to come out. Yeah, just come up. Put it up front, put it up front. Yeah, you slide in and then give them room so that, yeah, yeah, I have a lot of drinks over here. Yep. Thanks. All right, Bob, yeah, okay. Awesome, everyone's here. That's for you. See? Yeah, it's a whole communal effort, you know? Bob, get this one. It's been alive my whole life. I will. So, I want to explain real quick. I don't need a microphone. Why there's just males around the drum right now. I explained to the kids, or the students, they're the same age as me, I'm sorry. I explained to the students that in the teachings, this drum was originally shared to us, the Anishinaabe people, from another tribe, the Lakota people. And I learned this from going to the nations and talking to the people themselves. And the Lakota tribe, this comes from this big long story. At the time, the people were fighting. Nobody could get along with each other. So Creator gave this drum to the women in the community because the women already have a gift. Everyone comes from a mom, or they have aunties or grandmas. So the females have that gift of life, of bringing life into this world. And us men, we don't really have that gift. So in the Lakota tribe, when this drum was given to the people, war stopped and we weren't fighting anymore. We put our weapons away. And from there, the Lakota nation shared this drum and these styles of songs to 7 other different nations. And it just so happened to be that Anishinaabe is one of those 7 nations. There's Cree, there's Blackfoot, there's Menominee, there's all kinds of people who have this same style of singing. It's just been passed on and shared for centuries and centuries. So what I was taught was the males sit around the drum because it's supposed to signify that doesn't matter where you come from, religion, race, creed, age, doesn't matter. As long as you identify as like a male, you sit on this two-hided drum. It has two skins, one skin on top, one skin on bottom. But there's another style of drum that has just one on top, and then anybody can sit on that. Females, males, doesn't matter. But there's a reason for it. The reason is females have that gift of life, right? And sometimes they're on a cycle, and they don't have control of that cycle. Mother Nature's in control of that cycle. And when you sit next to somebody on this drum, people feel your energy and people feel your power. So you don't want to unnecessarily give something to somebody that doesn't need it, right? So that's kind of what the teaching was, and that's what I shared to the kids. And whenever I said, the students, and whenever I said, you know, we started singing, I said the male identifying spirits, because we're in a time and age now where you can identify yourself, and I'm just a guy. So I'm here to sing, and that's what I'm going to do. So Chimiwich, thank you for listening to my spiel. I love to yap, so. All right. Okay, so how'd you like that? Good? Okay, thank you. They worked really hard to be able to perform that for you today. So that was one song I wrote. Another song I wrote came to me while I was outside being bad, having a cigarette. And I'm sitting outside, and it was a beautiful day, gorgeous day. And I was waiting for my partner, Cheyenne, to text me, because I drop her off and pick her up from work. So I'm waiting, and it's getting close to 5 o'clock, and I'm still outside having a cigarette. And all of a sudden, I hear like birds. I don't know what kind of birds, but they were like, doo 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 doo. They were like doo 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 doo, and I was like, that sounds beautiful. I was like, I want to make that a song. So I was like, na 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 na, and I just repeated that over and over again in my head until it became something. And sure enough, somebody threw a song into my head, and it became a song. And because I was thinking about my partner at the time, and that thought went into like, oh, my mom, and like I have a grandma, I have sisters, I have aunties and cousins and nieces and all this stuff, all these really important women who are in my life, right, who make me who I am. I wanted to do something for them to be able to honor them in a certain way. So the song became the song. And I talked earlier about my Aunt Nikki, who's like powwow famous, and she knows a lot of songs. If you think I know a lot of songs, she knows way more songs than I do. And I sent the song to her. I said, does this sound familiar? And she said, no. So I was like, okay, this is original. This is me. This is my song. And I started tweaking it and working on it every day until it was like, I was happy with it. And then the first time I shared it like with my family, everyone was blown away, because I also have to share the story of where it comes from, you know? And that story of, you know, honoring that partner you're with, or honoring your mother, or honoring whoever, like important female in your life. That's what this song is about, and there is no words to it. There's a difference, right? There's a song that just had words in it, and this is called vocables. So like, how I explained it to the students was, you know, like that song that's like, it's not really saying anything, but it's filling up a space to be able to convey a message and a feeling. That's what vocables are. So the way, oh, hey, Oz, they're really not really saying anything, but they're conveying a feeling and an emotion that you as the audience can pick up and feel. So now that you know the story of where this song comes from, we're going to perform it for you. So thanks. All right, so that's first half, I guess, of my songs. We're gonna switch to the instruments now. I didn't realize how close. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this next song and the story behind it. Everything has a story for me. So I got to tell you the story first before I do anything else. So the story behind this is, last year I did a lot of traveling. I went to New Mexico, I went to Michigan, I went all over the place. But I'm a really big suck. So like I miss people like a lot, but especially when I'm like on the road and traveling and doing my thing and going to powwows and not being around my family and specifically my partner, right, Cheyenne, who's on the slideshows. You know, like you don't really appreciate what you have in front of you until it's gone. And when I'm on the road, I think everything is gone because America's crazy. I don't like America because there's a lot of dangerous things over there. But me, personally, whenever I would be on my way home from these places, I had the same feeling, like the same, I was just, just get me home already. Like, I want to be home. I don't want to be anywhere else. And it would affect me so bad that I'm gone for the weekend, right? Saturday, I'm fine. But then, like, towards the end of Saturday, I'm just like, I don't want to be anywhere. I don't want to do anything. And then by Sunday, I'm just dead. And I'm on, like, people have to pick me up and put me in the car to take me home. And I shared this story with the group in the program. And I had this idea that started like, this. And then from there, we built it into a full song, and the whole ensemble behind me, very wonderful and very talented musicians. So I'm really lucky and thankful that we were able to collaborate in this song, and like it's a universal feeling, right? Everybody gets homesick. And Mary wrote some words for it, so I'll let you blast it out.
Okay, awesome.
Without you next to me, all I wanna do now, yeah, I wanna go home. I wanna go home. I don't care which road, if it leads me to you. I wanna go home. I don't care how far, 'cause you're my my northern star. Now I can remember like it was yesterday. We were looking up at the stars, yeah. You were holding my face. I told you my dreams and all my plans. The smile on your face that night, love, should have stopped me dead in my tracks. All I wanna do now, yeah, I wanna go home. I wanna go home. I don't care which road, if it leads me to you. I say I wanna go home. I wanna go home. I don't care how far, 'cause you're my northern star. Let us sing, Joe. You're my northern star.
Thank you so much. Again.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you very, very much, Joe and Mary and the ensemble. You guys are amazing. And now we are going to have Joe and Nicole and the ensemble again, all together combining our performances. And again, any students who have joined throughout the semester, if you would like to come up and join us, you are more than welcome. Woo! Okay, guys. Now we are actually having the collaboration. Thank you again. That was so beautiful. I think that was one of my favorites. Yeah, okay. We're also going to be joined by some extra students who really enjoyed today. So can I please get Michael and Juliana to come up as well? And again, anyone else who wants to join, come on up.
You're too big. I don't know. I'm looking for little Shuki. All right, so chimigwech, nyawago everyone for your time and attention. I want to say chimigwech to the faculty and staff again for letting me and Nicole come into these spaces. We're gonna end with a song all together, and we discussed which song we wanted to do beforehand, and we practiced it a couple times. But this song is called the AIM song, and the AIM movement is the American Indian movement in the States, and it comes with a very long-winded story, but the gist of what I was taught and what was taught to me was the song is important because it was made on that movement, the anime Aquash, and the song also is sometimes referred to as like the unity song or other different variations, but me and some of the powwow people up here in this area, we know it as the AIM song because it comes from that area and for that specific reason at that specific time. So because it's been around for a while, usually at the end of powwows or at the end of our gatherings, all of the drums will line up and we'll sing the song all together on all different drums at the same time, and it sounds really cool. They usually do it every year at New Credit, if you're wondering, and you wanted to see that in person. The Mississaugas of the Credit. Sorry, it's not New Credit anymore. But yeah, they do it at this powwow and all kinds of powwows, but we sing this song to kind of unify our spirits and our minds and our hearts as one, so that we can acknowledge and thank Creator for bringing us into this space and allowing us to share these things in a good way. So, chimiwach, nyawagoa. Thank you everyone for listening, and I hope you enjoy.
I'm just gonna say a couple of words. So we're gonna set up the chairs in a semicircle so we can have maybe our chair volunteers do that while we take a minute. Each of the sessions we've had over the last semester in one of the rooms we've been doing the sessions in, we set this, we meet in circles. So the chairs are set up in a full circle, which represents a non-hierarchical way of mutually receiving each other so that we can share stories about ourselves through music. And Nicole and Joe bring their bundles, and we come up like that people are doing right now, and we grab rattles and drums and we play in circle and share stories in circle. And one of the most amazing parts of the initiative is to hear about people's experiences through this friendship building process, through this allyship building process. And so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna recreate our circle here. It's gonna be a semicircle though, because we don't wanna have our backs to you. So we'll do that. And we're gonna just allow everybody to just say a couple of words about, share their experiences of participating in this initiative with you so that you can hear firsthand what people thought about participating, right? And everybody has a different story to share. And part of strength-based reconciliation is allowing real friendships to blossom through this process. And this is just as important as the music, right? This part of the sharing that we've done every week. And so we invite you to have a little insight into that process now. And we also would love if you want to ask us questions, or if you want to share your own experiences about being here today and being part of this today. We're gonna allow, we would love to hear from you today as well. So we're just gonna...
We'll do a Q&A from the audience first, or?
Pardon me?
Do you want the sharing circle first?
Yeah, we'll start up here.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's
pass
have
this
everybody
around.
come up on stage.
Yeah, everybody
as
up.
part of this.
Choose a seat. Everyone's hiding.
Yeah,
Let's
back
sit.
on, and we'll,
So we have, the way I've been taught is when we have a talking circle, which is kind of what what we do. There's some protocol to it, and I think it's protocol that you might even like to bring it back to your staff meetings and stuff like that. I think it's pretty neat. So we go around, whoever has the feather can talk, and they have some responsibilities. The first responsibility is they're supposed to speak their truth. Well, what does that mean? Well, in Anishinaabemoan, that Joe and I speak, truth is the way it is in your heart. Dub is the heart, Waywin is the way it is. So we're not asking people about their cognitive process and to sound all, academic and fancy. It's really, how's it going in here when we talk about speaking your truth? So that takes some bravery to do, right? So you speak your truth, and you can speak for as long as you want, but you also recognize that we're all equals around the circle, so you want to make sure there's enough time for everybody to speak so we don't make speeches when we move the feather around. We have some responsibilities as listeners, too. So oftentimes in the dominant culture, what we do is we listen, and we're kind of going, oh, okay, I got to make a note about that, or I'm going to debate that, or I'm going to do... We don't do that. We actually calm our mind, and your only job is to listen and hear that person's truth, hear their heart, right? So when it comes your turn to speak, what happens? You never get to contradict what somebody else said, because everybody has their own truth, right? So it makes it a safe spot for everybody to share. Doesn't mean we have to agree. Bob could say the sky is purple, and I could say, that's nice, Bob. And I could say, I see the sky as blue, and it's nice that we have different ways to look at it. Yeah, we're not going to wrestle. But that's the teachings I've been given around a sharing circle. So these guys have been doing this kind of stuff, and The words we want to hear is just whatever you think you need to share from your spirit.
Ani makwada sojiga Jishnakas Mixedoro Mukumkan Junaba. Hi, I'm Lucas Shawana. I just want to thank my brother for giving me this opportunity to come today and to drum with you guys and perform with you guys. Rich.
Hi, my name is Gabriel. I am a music student. This whole experience has been a life-changing experience because, you know, I came to certain expectations to just study music and like do my best, but I learned through this experience that it's much more than music, just music. It's about a community and, you know, and I feel so grateful about this experience. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Kalisa Bessa. I'm a clarinet player here at the music program. I guess this whole experience has been probably a life-changing thing because unlike most musicians here, I'm actually a classical musician, so it's kind of rare for me to be in this kind of stage because I don't play jazz as much as I hoped, but overall, I'm just here to widen my circle and probably grow more as a musician. And every minute I'm here for rehearsal or whatever, it's always a great pleasure to play with these people because it's not often you get to play with Indigenous musicians all the time. So it's been a pleasure.
I just want to say thank you, and I'm grateful. I'm really, 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 really thankful. So thank you.
Hello, I'm Woodley. I'm the bass player of this ensemble. I found it really fun to be able to put myself more on the spot when it comes to coming up with things, because Joe here, on like the first day, he told me to like come up with the bass line. Gabe helped me out with a couple notes, and then from there I took off from there. It was actually the last song we did, was the first one what we came up with, which was really fun. It's helped me really think about music in a way of putting things on the spot. It's also taught me how to play in different styles, so thank you, everyone.
Hi everyone, my name is Mary. I'm the vocalist of the Music Sharing Ensemble, or one of them, and I'm just really, really, really grateful to be part of this. I have met some of the most amazing people, and some I really consider my friends, and I can see friendships like blooming and being cultivated from here on out. I've learned so much, and you know, the reason I love to perform and the reason I'm in music is because sometimes I find it hard to connect with people outside of music, so having this opportunity to connect with other people, musicians, non-musicians, Indigenous musicians as well. It's just been a great pleasure, and it's been everything that I could have hoped, so I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Allie. I was one of the MCs tonight. As you can see, you know, I wasn't a musician, but this is my second year being in this initiative, and I love it, and I'm so grateful, and I wish that I kind of wasn't graduating so that I could be here for the rest of them. But I just wanted to say that I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity because it's been very, very life-changing for me, learning from Indigenous perspectives and having a space where you can feel so safe and welcomed, and no matter if you're a musician or not, you know, everybody's welcome, and there's always something to learn from. Every day that I go home, you know, I'm bringing a teaching with me that I apply to my life. And I've changed my life based on everything that I've learned, and changed the way that I view things, and I'm so open now because I get to connect with all these amazing people. And yeah, it's very, very important, this initiative, and it creates a lot of really, really good change. So thank you to Bob for coordinating it. Thank you to everybody for being here. Yeah, I'm very grateful.
Hi everyone, I'm Carly, the other MC. We come as a duo. Again, thank you. That's, I think, like a very repeated word. I think we're all very grateful. Me personally, I'm so grateful to be here and be a part of this. A big thing about it is, you know, the event day is important, but the very, very, very important part of it all is the process and all the Mondays that everyone spent in the evening coming together. And with it being a Monday evening, I like, before the practice days, I would be like tired, I'd have a work day, and I don't know if I want to drive to Hamilton, and then I would go, and then I would leave it like feeling so filled up and happy, and like I'm so glad that I made it out, and I'm so glad that I didn't, you know, stay home on the couch. So I'm very grateful for everyone for filling me up on the Monday, and yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Bob Shields, coordinator of this crazy thing called musical sharing, and what I'd like to share today is just that we've grown over the last 3 years, and today if you look around the stage, we have some people considering themselves non-musicians being here. We have faculty here on stage that have come out on Monday evenings, and so we have students, and we have a broadcasting crew of students in the theater right now doing great work. The artwork that you see on the screens is done by a graphic design class. We have a journalist here beside me. We've had RAC therapy students out, positive psychology students out on Monday evenings, so it's been really wonderful. And which makes me think of something one of the first group that worked with us, their leader said, which is Sadie Buck, who's the leader of the Six Nations Women Singers, this awesome group from the Six Nations. And she rightly said that everyone is a singer or a dancer. So everyone here is a musician. We are born musicians. It's part of who we are as human beings. So I think this has been awesome for me personally to see that people who spend their lives training in music, like the music ensemble here, are going to make a livelihood in music, that can sit beside other musicians who are choosing different paths to make a profession, but their lives are still united through their shared musicianship, right? And music is a conduit for building this community that you see before you now. The music is that it threads us together, right? And I think it's been wonderful, and I hope that we get to continue this.
Hello, everybody. I just want to say I came into this music sharing ensemble at the beginning of the semester. I didn't really have any expectations. I thought it would just be a very unique experience to try out, and I'm really thankful that I did, because it was incredible. Every single session was a joy. I appreciated learning about the difference in cultures and different ways music can be done. Yeah, it was also just, I also had a very wonderful time in the process too. I'd say the second biggest thing too is learning that the value of music is much more than it is, than it's like it's worth way more than its economical value. People, you know, like Western society, everybody thinks of music as an industry, like it's something that makes money, and that's why people get into it. But I've realized through this experience that no, there's so many different ways that music is. I don't really know how else to put it. So I'll just end by thank you, Bob. Thank you, Joe. Thanks, Nicole. Thank you, Rick McLean. And everybody who organized this, everybody who participated in this. Thank you guys. Thanks everybody who's here, because it would be a bad look if, you know, not a lot of people showed up. So, and the whole thing turned out amazing. So thank you. Thanks everybody.
So I go. My name's Clayton Miracle. I am a first-year music student here. And the one word that comes to my mind when I think of this whole experience is challenging. Not just because I've had to learn a lot about my musicianship, but it's challenged my notion of what I conceive to be music. Like, to reiterate what Damien said, to see it past the commodity that it's been treated as, right? As something that can bring people together, can help you heal, can deepen bonds. And yeah, so I'm really thankful to have made plenty of friends throughout this process. And I want to thank you, Bob, for inviting me to be a part of this. And I want to thank everyone who helped along the way.
Hi. When I first got word of the ensemble, I just thought that it would be a great opportunity to learn music, because I knew Bob was a great teacher. But I couldn't fathom what it actually was going to be. And now, seeing everybody here and seeing what has come, I'm so grateful I managed to get in. I'm so grateful you invited me, and so grateful I accepted. And yeah, like Clayton said, it's been challenging. It also helped me learn a lot. And there's still room for improvement, as always. We're not perfect, we always grow, but that's the cool thing. And that's something that I also learned through this, through Nicole, through Joe, through Bob, through each other, seeing each other improve as we did this, as I became more close to Clayton, seeing him play better, or Mary, or Woodley for that matter too. Not really. But yeah, it's cool. And I really wish we could do this next year. Yeah, if that's possible.
So I like the power of education. In New Zealand, they just in all of their schools, like in the primary schools, they paint the schools up with Maori art, you know? And so a couple things happen is, like, you know, the little Maori kid, you know, he sees him or herself, they see themselves reflected in the environment that they're in, you know? And that gives that self-esteem, you know, that back. And then, like, little Sally, who's not Maori, right? She looks at that and she goes, you know what? It's cool. It must be cool to be Maori. And little Joey's like, yeah, like I guess it is. And then they go out in the playground and they play together, right? And I mean, like, I think that's how we get rid of racism, and I think that's how we do these things. And so these guys might not recognize it, like, right up front, because they're just so cool and it just happens naturally. But a number of things happened over the past couple of weeks. Indigenous voices were amplified. Friends were made. People who didn't know Indigenous people now know Indigenous people, and it wasn't in school, it wasn't a lecture, it wasn't this, and they just kind of hung out and got to know each other, right? And share stories. And I think that's a powerful path forward. So it was just an honor to be part of that, and I think this is what we have to keep doing. And it's nice to see this stage do that and amplify those voices. You know, that's reconciliation. So miigwech.
Oh, how do I follow that? Like, really? Like what he said. This was the highlight of my week. Like, I was there every single Monday, and it's hard to describe what happened in that room unless you were in the room. there was some magic that happened. We used music as the medium, but like starting right from the beginning when people were sharing, the community, the sharing that happened, the learning that happened, yeah, I was completely filled every time I walked away. I didn't want to walk away. It was that incredible. So thank you, Bob, for inviting me, inviting our students to take part. So I teach psychology here, and we created a project for students to do to take part in this initiative. So thank you for that opportunity. Miigwech.
Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie Hart. I teach positive psychology here at the college. I also work in experiential learning and field placements. So we were invited here, and my gosh, what a pleasure it was to be a part of this. What comes to mind to me is not only the community piece, but the connection piece. Watching my student, who unfortunately was not able to be here, he spoke of the relationships that he created in the space and how welcoming and safe. At the time, I don't think he considered himself a musician, but now I think he's got a different perspective on that. So it was also a wonderful experience to be able to learn from Joe and Nicole, a very, very nurturing and healing space. So just being reminded of lessons and teachings that I truly resonate with, but come from the Indigenous space, was just a privilege to be a part of. So I want to thank you both, and I'll leave it at that. Actually, maybe I will add one other thing. Because my student found this to be such an enriching experience, I would love it if we could offer this to more positive psychology students, to more students to get an experience of what it actually means to be a part of it. To hear us speak of it is one thing, that was our experience, but to be able to have other students live their experience of being a part of it is just so valuable. So I hope that that would be my hopes for moving forward, but thank you everyone. Miigwech.
My name's Diana. I'm a rec therapy student, and thank you, Carla, for including me in this. I've really enjoyed it. I love the ensemble music. I enjoyed it I loved it when everybody played together, and I loved meeting Joe and Nicole. I thought your music was beautiful, and I actually found the Indigenous music very emotional, and I don't know how to describe it because it's so unfamiliar, and I really had no reference for it, but it was really quite moving. And I found that more and more as I attended the groups, especially today when I listened to it. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for having me.
To say this program was life-changing is actually a big underestimate to what I believe. And I joined this program initially as a broadcasting student. This was just a project for me. And for context, I'm Indigenous, so I've never really known my culture because for me, my culture wasn't really presented to me. And so to say this has been a beyond life-changing experience has been amazing. We started off this whole initiative with, we didn't even know each other. Most of us didn't even know each other. And we came together, and through the power of music and not putting music to simply a product, we came together and really communicated, and I think that is beyond beautiful. I'm gonna get emotional here, so just watch out, but through this program, I've learned that to reduce expression to a product is something that I do not want to believe, and in my opinion, I think this group, what have we created, has been beyond beautiful. I've truly, truly met a family here. I've truly, truly met the best friends ever. For the last, 7 Mondays, we have all gotten together. It's the one thing I've looked forward to for weeks. And I truly believe that everyone should be involved in Indigenous education because as you can see here, we are really community. And that's something that Mohawk, I am beyond grateful for, so thank you.
Oh, you opened my floodgates, girl. Thank you for everyone's sharings and courage to share, that honesty. Woo. This Megazay feather's helping with that medicine, Miigwech. Rick. Yeah, today is bittersweet, I was saying earlier, because it's, we don't say goodbye in Anishinaabe, we say, see you soon. Bamapi, but I'm realizing it's downloading. Oh my gosh, this is our last day together. So all these expressions of gratitude is, I'm very grateful, and it's so special and unique. Just like every time we came together, it was a unique time, and I was a part of this last year, and I had a bit of pressure on myself about what to produce and how's this going to look, and being given the opportunity to being given the space to be who I would like to be and create and share and express. And it's so validating. And as an artist who hasn't had an easy road, now I recognize, the power of our spirituality, our prayers, and people saying, no, it's okay to be who you need to be. Last year, after the initiative last year, I felt that much stronger as a performing artist. It was like an artist in residency experience, not just like community building and sharing, not just me sharing, how I approach music and how I create music, but it validated me in such a strong way. There's a ripple effect, right? And I was just telling one of the students from last year how fruitful the rest of my year was after last year's initiative, because it just gave that much more oomph for me, and I was that much more confident in sharing and doing what I need to do, because like Joe said, we walk in two worlds. It's like there's this traditional world that we find our balance in within this colonial context and existing. So this is fusing all of that, and then we're learning from each other and realizing this is true reconciliation and coming together and understanding and bridging the understanding. So it's, every time I hear a land acknowledgement, we hear it, and you're reading it, and there's text, or maybe there's like a projection of the land acknowledgement. But this here, and what we did, and what Bob created with Rick, and over the last 3 years, this is the action. This is the action of reconciliation, right? Like, I don't know who coined that phrase. I've seen it somewhere, but this is how you do it. It's like I'm half settler, and there's that half settler part of me that's like, what can I do? What can I do as a Canadian? I'm sitting on stolen land. This is what we can do. We can share, we can learn, we can honor, acknowledge. But that also comes from acknowledging each other. And I feel like that's what was created every week. We were acknowledging each other and reminding each other we are right where we need to be. And that's like a beautiful part of decolonizing. That's something that's dropped in for me as an artist. And now, as I share the little bit that I know, is understanding that we are right where we need to be, and that's powerful when we are moving forward together, because we have this experience now moving forward. And these young artists, I'm so excited for all of you. I was so impressed to see everyone perform today. It's just heartwarming and so nourishing. I'm hearing everybody. I would come to the sessions exhausted as well. Driving into, even though I'm like, I love doing this. I'd be like, people would say, how are you doing today? I'd be like, I'm tired. But then we'd start, and I was just uplifted by everybody and everybody's humility. I feel like we were all, like the grandfather teachings of like bravery, courage, it was all implemented through everybody's being here and being open. So, Kina Naskomiten is thank you, and Cree, thank you from my heart. I'm so grateful.
Miigwech. So we have 2 microphones set up right here, and what we want to make sure is, this is family, right? So if any of our family out there feel like they would like to share something, please hop up to the microphone and, you know, add to the medicine. You know, you don't have to, but if you want to, we love that. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Hello. Is this yeah, it is, okay. Hi, I just wanted to share a little bit of my experience being part of this in some capacity for 3 years. A few weeks ago, so I'm a third-year guitar student here, and a few weeks ago I was walking through the hallway and I ran into my teacher, Bob, and he said to me, I think the most important things you've learned here have had nothing to do with the guitar, which was interesting to hear after like every day coming in and just like sitting in a practice room for like too many hours. And I think it's really true. Just this experience is every year is so different, and it's so cool to see how it's, I mean, like we had no idea kind of what was going on the first time. It was so chaotic, but it was so beautiful, and then now it's really kind of become a thing, and I just really hope that we can figure out a way to keep it going into the future. We can't stop this. The world needs it.
Miigwech.
That's all. Thank you.
Anybody else? Aha.
Ani buju, wabshke biju kwe Indigenous, Anishinaabe and Dao, Migazi and Dodam, Nipissing and Dunjaba, and Matagami. Hello, I am Michelle Rivers. My spirit name is White Lynx Woman. I'm Anishinaabe, I'm Eagle Clan, and I belong to Matagami First Nation. I'm alumni from Mohawk College. I graduated in April 2023, and Mohawk College changed my life, opened so many doors for me. I am now I did the 2+2 program. I am now at McMaster University as a third-year Honors Indigenous Studies major, and yeah, so I'm just happy to be here. Chi Miigwech. Nikki Shawana is my Anishinaabe Moan teacher. Woo woo! Yeah! And so just Chi Miigwech for allowing me to be here. This has been amazing. Chi Miigwech, Carla, Rick, Bob, everyone. Thank you.
Miigwech. Anybody else?
Well, first of all, I just wanted to say my name's Paul, and I wanted to thank you for giving me the opportunity to actually experience it here today in person. I've considered myself very fortunate to have mentors like Rick and others who are helping me in my own personal journey to help me as a settler, as Nicole said, to do my part to better understand and better support, and then think, what can I do in the role I have here to help enable this opportunity and more opportunities to, I think as you said, Stephanie, to how do we engage more and more people and get more opportunities for people to really play an active role and not just reading or displaying some sort of hollow, shallow words and then thinking they're making a big impact, when in fact they're actually doing greater harm in that, in my opinion, than actually trying to be authentic and maybe make a mistake, which I can tell you personally I have made in front of this theater full of people trying to be authentic and making a mistake and then learning from that. But I think that's more powerful than if I had tried to keep it so safe. So I've heard and worked and have been able to spend time with Bob over the years and Joanne McCarthy, and I can tell you that my commitment is to continue to figure out how we're going to make this happen and other opportunities. And from the experience today, I just have to tell you, after I got over the first feeling of, oh my God, I'm going to embarrass myself and embarrass you and embarrass the whole thing, it was actually pretty meaningful to me to think that I could actually contribute in a way that was really as personally emotional as it was. So anyway, thanks to everybody, thanks to Bob, thanks to Nicole and Joe and everyone for giving me the opportunity to experience it in person today. And I can guarantee you that you have my support to keep doing this and other things for as long as I'm going to be able to influence that. So thank you.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Hi, I'm Carol. I'm Bob's wife. I also teach English for academic purposes here at the college. And it is wonderful for me to see two things. Wonderful for me to see the absolutely united nations of students on the stage. I teach international students every day, and when I think about the potential for something like this to be expanded to embrace a multitude of cultures and intercultural sharing, I think this is such a fantastic model for that kind of thing. And second, I just wanted to say, I saw the video of you guys happy birthdaying Bob. It was a great hit at our house, and I thank you, because that gave us great joy.
Yeah, all right. Woo.
Hi, my name's Jonah. I'm in health, wellness, fitness here at Mohawk, and I heard you guys doing the drums, and I thought it was really cool, so I checked it out, and it was really cool. I like your singing a lot. It comes from like the belly. That was really cool, like really powerful. Yeah, but I was listening to you guys a couple of times, and I got goosebumps, and I thought it was really cool. I want to thank you.
Thanks for coming and spending time with us. That's awesome. Yeah. Family grows. That's great. Well, I guess we'll take this opportunity then. Just if you guys stand and let us give them a hand, and you guys can give these guys a hand. And you know what? Love you guys. Thank you so much, everybody. This is fantastic.
Just before everybody goes their separate ways, I just wanted to say one final thank you to all the students involved from all the different programs who worked so hard over the past semester and did such amazing work that you've seen on the screens today, that you see continuing down there in the trenches. To the faculty that joined us, to Paul for your ongoing support, to friends in the audience, and especially to Joe and Nicole for their mentorship, their wisdom, their generosity, their kindness. It was just their humility and their authenticity, right? Joe, your authenticity just blew me away. You know, like I love you because you're so real, right? And so raw. It's a wonderful. It's such a wonderful thing for an artist to be, right? And Nicole, you bring a calmness to everything when we need a calmness, and it's just a wonderful, like, there's just a wonderful difference flow here that just like, yeah, you guys cover the gamut, and I just wanted to thank you each for what you've done. And yeah, with that, I don't think I forgot. Have I forgotten anybody? I think I've gotten everybody. Okay. Well, okay. You're free to go now. But thank you, and we'll hopefully see you again next year.